year ago, when this picture was taken, this before picture was taken, I would have told you that I love myself. And I would have told you that I believe that I deserve everything this life has to offer, and that I deserve abundance and happiness and everything. I deserve all of that. I really, really, really believe that. So why didn't I have it? If I really, 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 really believed it about myself, why didn't I have it? So there's a really simple formula that I started to put into to implement into my life that are a belief system, I guess you would say, that the world around you is a reflection of what's within you. Or the world around me is a reflection of what's within me. So if you want to really get real about what your belief system is, take a look around you. And if you have lacking in your life, if you're not doing everything that you deserve in your life, if you don't have this abundance, splendid bliss, peace, juiciness about life, then I hate to say it, but that's a reflection of what your belief systems are. If you are lacking in your life, you have a belief system that is lacking. If you have a lot of circumstances in your life that allows you or creates you or that you find yourself being a victim of the economy, a victim of how your husband treats you, a victim of how your parents treat you, a victim of how your kids treat you, a victim of how you're treated at work. If you're just sitting there taking what's handed to you, then that's really the truth of what your belief system is. Because if you didn't believe that, it wouldn't be happening in your life. That's just a bottom line. So I found myself knowing all this stuff. Been studying it for years. I've studied under, gosh, name somebody fabulous. I've studied under them. I've read the books. I've seen the movies. I've listened to their lectures. I've gone and attended them. So why, when I knew it here, why was it not happening all around me? And so when I got to that point where I was like, okay, Chrissy, the world around you is a reflection of what's within you. And I got this fabulous key philosophy from Jack Canfield to give up, blaming, justifying, and playing. Also a big thing with Matthew Ferry, who's another mentor of mine. Giving up, blaming, justifying, and playing, and taking 100% responsibility for my life. So 100% responsibility for my life, and the world around me is a reflection of what's going on within me. Then whatever I am experiencing in my life it's got to be reflected as a piece within me. So if I have someone who is not being kind to me, then there must be somewhere, following that formula, following that belief system, there has to be somewhere in my life that I am not kind to somebody else. And if I have somebody that's lying to me in my life, then there must be somewhere in my life that I'm lying to somebody. And I would be the first one to tell you, I'm a very honest person, and I don't lie to people, and that's not how I operate. I'm a big believer in karma. What goes around comes around, and I don't want to put anything on anybody else that I don't want being put back on me. I've told you that. However, if I'm still having it show up in my life and I'm believing this philosophy, then how is that possible? And then it hit me one time. Maybe who I'm not kind to, maybe who I'm lying to is myself. If I have to stop pointing my finger everywhere else at everybody else, and that only leaves me in the room, then I started getting somewhere. And then I started really kind of digging in and getting into my truths and finding out what it is that I was really believing, what I was really feeling, how I was really operating in my life. Like that whole world around me just kind of got shattered when I realized all this suffering and all this misery. And I mean, let's get real. I mean, seriously, I'm not living in a garbage dump in a third world country. I do have a car, I've got an awesome family, amazing husband. I can pay all my bills. Things are okay. But really, I felt like I was suffering inside. I really felt miserable. There was like this constant battle that was going on up here that just was never satisfied and never happy. And it was just, it consumed me when I finally saw it. And this is years after doing affirmations and positive thinking. And I'm like one of the people that are like, gosh, I wish I could just be positive like Chrissy. She has such a positive perspective. But yet I still had all this stuff going on in my head. Being outside of it, looking in on it now, it was crazy, like chaotic in here. And at the time, it's all that I knew, so I really wasn't all that aware of it because I was operating